Alrighty. At last, I have defeated Tactics Ogre, the Knight of Lodis. And this game was pretty fun. Um, it it it's definitely only started to scratch the itch of the tactics games that I want to play. I've mentioned it a couple times. Don't want to play Final Fantasy Tactics. I want to play Tactics Ogre. Let us cling together. There's that Switch game Mercenary Saga that I want to play. There's so many tactics games that I want to play, and this was just like the first foray into it. And one of the reasons why I chose this one first over all the other ones is because I imagined it would be less complex than a lot of the other ones. Originally, I did try Final Fantasy, but as I've mentioned, I had some issues that I need to fix before I can get onto that one. But this one actually kind of met my expectations as far as complexity. There were some parts that had a lot of depth to them, but I was definitely looking at this game to be a good first entry into the tactics for me on stream, and I think this game just knocked it out of the park. I think the story wasn't too crazy, nothing that bad, and I guess I'm not gonna read this. Y'all can read this. The mechanics were pretty good. There's definitely things that I wish there could have been more of. For example, I think they could have added more diversity in the classes. It seemed like the biggest selling point for the majority of the classes was stat gains from level ups. And there were some spellcasters that got different spells and things like that, but it could have classes could have been more diverse. I think definitely, obviously, the animations could have been sped up and condensed quite a bit. Some of them were just kind of long, but the combat was pretty fun. I definitely do like the variety, and I like kind of the escalation of power that they give you. There's a string of fights where they give you like summon spells and things like that, and there's a variety of secret characters, well, maybe not secret characters, but special characters that you can get. That's a really nice thing to come across. So I was really happy to see those. And for the most part, I'm just gonna say that I really like this game. I really do. I didn't write down any thoughts for it. I was going to, but I was like, it might not actually be necessary here. Mostly because in the end, what am I trying to say here? The story wasn't that complex. So I could get away with not writing down my thoughts, and I think I've done a decent job here of explaining everything. What else stood out in this game? In the shops, I thought it was really cool that you could recruit monsters, just for a certain amount of money. I read that monsters weren't that good, which is primarily the reason why I didn't use any other than the wingmen, or the wingmans. But well, I was thinking, like, there was that octopus that I was like really tempted. If I bought that dude for 3,000, I'd be kind of screwed because they got no movement on land and all this other junk. But whatever. I also like a lot of the mechanics here. There's no stealing in this game, but you can essentially recruit almost everybody. There's some classes and monsters that you can't, and you can't recruit leaders. But I really do like the mechanics of getting items from people, because it really does change up the dynamic of the fight if you're choosing to go after those items. You can't just kill the leader all the time. You know, you gotta do more than that. You gotta lure out this enemy. You gotta go after him. You gotta kill him or recruit him before he kills himself. It's a lot of work. Axelrod Tartar. But yeah, that's primarily my thoughts on this one. I guess I would say if the developer is watching, I want more Tactics Ogre games. I know there's Let Us Cling Together, but I want more than that. Because once I finish Let Us Cling Together, then what Tactics Ogre am I going to move on to? I definitely want the tactics genre to be more popular. There's just not a whole lot of those games out there, so it would be super nice to have more of them out there. So whether it's Atlas or whoever develops the Tactics Ogre games, give me some more. Would appreciate it. And that's my thoughts. Atlas is the best at JRPGs. Atlas, they do a pretty good job. And have I played Radiant Historia? I have played Radiant Historia. I'm gonna say I liked that game, but I don't think that's a game I would play on stream, fortunately. But I could change my mind. We'll see. Yeah, I didn't get to read most of the dialogue here, but assuming this is a good ending, you know, Axelrod didn't die. It's important that he doesn't die. I'll have to look at the VOD, find out what I missed. Ooh, I really like it when games give you ending screens like this. All right, so I had one character die, yeah. Class percent, item percent, and percent. Ending A. Okay. Vanquished 180 foes. Such a round number. 33, 34 on my playtime. Gonna lock that in. Here. 33, 34. Boom. Too bad you love the original DS game. You own the 3DS remake. Still need to play it. It's definitely a good game. Radiant Historia is a good game. I don't really have a good reason for not wanting to play it on stream other than I just don't think I want to play it on stream. But like I said, you know, might change my mind. But anyways, it is 10:42. It is way past the time that I normally go to sleep. So I'm going to exit onto the Netherverse. I will give this oh no. If this is on the YouTube side, I'm out of here.